This summer, Barca fans low-key attacked me, bro. They low-key started saying, man, don't watch Barca football. Look, he's just someone who watches highlights. Man, never watched a Barca game in his life. Man, this, man, that, man, this. So I'm here for it, bro. This summer, I made a video, and I said, listen, Nico Williams to Barcelona would be insane. Like, if he lands, it's going to be wild, right? It was this, I made a huge video about it. But then in the same video, I said, and I stuck by it, that it did not need to happen because Barcelona has the best left winger in football. That's what I said in the video. I said that I thought Barcelona has the best left winger in football. And the best left winger in football, in my opinion, right now is Raphinha. Okay, Vinicius Jr. took a step backwards and Raphinha stepped up. People get to the comments and they start telling me, Skills, you ain't never watched a Barca game in your life because Raphinha plays through the middle, because Raphinha is more of a cam than he is a left winger. Raphinha is a cam. So Nico Williams for us would actually be good because we can move Raphinha inside. And I replied to people saying, so you're telling me after someone plays that good and scores that many goals and gets that many assists, and at one point, people thought he was up for the Ballon d'Or, and at one point, they thought he was going to break Cristiano Ronaldo's top goal scorer in the Champions League, break the record and be the highest goal scorer ever in the Champions League, right? You're okay with moving him to the cam position? And everybody was like, yeah, because he's a cam. Well, today he scored to kick the season off. He scored Barcelona's first goal. And where did he score from? And how did he score? The left wing position, playing in behind the defender as Raphinha finds him back, as LAMINE YAMAL finds him back post, as we saw multiple times last season, as we consistently see LAMINE YAMAL do, picking out Raphinha back post. I can think of one last year, I don't know if it was Champions League or La Liga, where LAMINE YAMAL barbecue chickens a defense, and then Raphinha is asking for the ball, and he puts his hands up telling Raphinha to wait, not yet. LAMINE YAMAL continues to do skill moves, breaks the whole defense, and then hits the ball to the back post, and guess who pops up from the left wing position? Raphinha, and scores. For Barca fans that say that Raphinha doesn't play the left wing position and he cuts inside more, I'm not sure that you actually watch ball, and I really think that you play career mode. I really think that you are a FC 25, maybe a FIFA 20 player. I don't know what FIFA you're playing, but I think you play career mode. Can Raphinha work from the cam position? Absolutely. Yes. Does he cut inside and end up as in the middle more than he is out on the left? Yes. But most good wingers from the past do that. If you watch the way Ronaldinho played the left wing position, he would cut inside and almost look like he's a cam. That's why Ronaldinho could play the cam, because most good wingers in our sport, if you played the wing, you can make the transition into a center forward, like a false nine type center forward or a cam, because that is like the type of ability you have. You have that playmaking ability. You have the ability with the ball on your feet. That's what good wingers do. They cut inside. LAMINE YAMAL, if you watch him play, he's a right winger, but he ends most of his plays and most of his goals come from the cam position. If you look at the absolute banger he scored today, he started from the right wing, tracks inside, and scores a banger of a finesse shot. This is what football is. And when people were like, yo, blah, 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 Raphinha scores most of his goals from the middle, yeah, because he's a good winger. And that's what good wingers do in football. Good wingers get the ball on the outside. And if you're a good winger, you have the ability to beat defenders and either go to the outside and continue and put a cross in, or go inside and score a goal, or make a play that way. And that's what makes you great wingers. That's what made the awesome. Do y'all remember Robin? Y'all remember, I can go on, bro. Hazard, the list goes on. Robin used to be so good at it. He would start out on the wing, cut inside, and then on that left foot, he would hit a banging finesse shot or find a pass. Usually he would take a shot. I'm not gonna lie to you. That guy shot on his left foot more than any winger I know in football history. But this is what football is. And the way that Raphinha has communication and the understanding and chemistry with LAMINE YAMAL, to say that y'all wanted Nico Williams, in my opinion, still crazy. Would Nico Williams have made Barcelona better? Yes. But also, it could have went really sour really quickly as well. Why? Because Raphinha knows LAMINE YAMAL extremely well, dude, and he knows the movements to make, and he's making the kid better. Like, the kid is unbelievable. The kid is the best young footballer in the world. There's no question. And I truly believe LAMINE YAMAL will win Ballon d'Ors. Yes, I said Ballon d'Ors in his career, because I think that the only thing stopping him from being the best is himself. If he starts clubbing and starts caring about money and starts caring about the social medias and kind of goes down that route of not caring about football so much, I think that he could be one of the most talented players. He's in the same position I believe that Neymar was at that age. I truly believe that. Neymar was extremely gifted as a young kid. And there's two ways you can go about this, bro. You can put your ego aside and kind of just put your head down and grind the way Messi and Ronaldo did, and do what you got to do for Barcelona and for Madrid to win games. That's what those players did. And because they did those things, it made them win Ballon d'Ors. Neymar Jr. couldn't really put his head down. He wanted to get out of Messi's shadow. He wanted to be his own guy. He wanted to write his own history, so he left. And it kind of really messed his career up. With LAMINE YAMAL, he needs to put his head down, put his ego aside, maybe put the boombox to the side, and just grind, right? Just absolutely grind. And I truly believe this guy can win Ballon d'Ors because he is a phenomenal football player. And I believe the players that are at Barcelona right now are making him better. I think Raphinha is really helping him develop his game. He's really helping him and making it easier for him to see passes, and he's making good runs. And I just think that people really need to understand how great Raphinha has done, because Raphinha really is a natural right winger, I believe, and he's moved to the left wing position. I think that we all need to take our hats off and just praise Raphinha for how good he has taken that position and how well he has played it. And to say that he is better than Vinicius Jr. at the moment is not an easy thing for people to say, because we know how good Vinny can be. So the fact that I'm looking at you and I'm telling you this, that I think he's better than Vinicius Jr. at the moment, that means a lot. Now, with that being said, we should talk more about the game we saw today, because they did win 3-0 against a 9-man team. And if I'm being honest, we gotta keep it real, because it's important for us to keep it real. We talk about football, it's what we do. So as we talk about football, we gotta talk about terrible refereeing in La Liga as it continues. I do think that smaller teams in La Liga play into this too much. I think that there was bad decisions from the referee happening, but the players played into it too much. For example, the high boot is a red card, right? The high boot is a red card because that's just a red card in football now. The foot being high like that is just given in football now. So it's a red card. There's no problem there. But I also think there's a red card for Raphinha, not given. I do think that, lads. I think Raphinha misjudges a tackle massively. I think that he knows he misjudges it. I think he knows it's a red card. He's even on the floor. You can see before he gets up, he's thinking to himself, damn, I just messed up. I'm getting a red card. I just think it's a really bad tackle. I don't think he intentionally goes to get a red card. Like, I don't think he lost his head. I just think he went into the tackle really poorly. He messed up. He mistimed it. And it should have been a red card. It wasn't given. It is what it is. That's La Liga. I'm not going to say it's favoritism towards Barcelona or corruption towards Madrid. I don't watch football like that. I'm not somebody who really enjoys to really get into the politics outside the field. I want to see good football. I think that Barcelona was going to win this game without the red cards. I think Barcelona was going to win this game without referee mistakes. I think Barcelona was going to win this game. So I don't want to be like, oh, because referees, blah, 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 blah. Do I think the referee was poor in this game? Absolutely, I do. I absolutely think this referee was poor. But do I think the referee being poor is what forced the result? No. I think what forced the result is how great LAMINE YAMAL is. That being said, I think that this Barcelona team, I said this recently and I'll say it again, I don't think they did enough in the transfer window. I don't think Marcus Rashford is the answer for them to win a Champions League. Do I think Marcus Rashford will help them win La Liga? Potentially, yeah. I think they have a team for La Liga, but I don't think they have a team right now for the Champions League. I think if they win the Champions League, it's going to be because Raphinha, Pedri, and LAMINE YAMAL carried. That's my honest opinion. I think that if they win, it's because someone stepped up of that team and really, really carried. Because last year, LAMINE YAMAL was carrying, right? There was a time when Raphinha carried, then LAMINE YAMAL carried. And it's the same thing as when Real Madrid won the Champions League, right? There was a phase where Jude Bellingham throughout the year was unbelievable, and then Jude started slowing down and Vinicius Jr. stepped up, and he was unbelievable. So at the end of the day, I think that this team is built nicely, but do I think that this team wins the Champions League based off their starting 11? Probably not. I think there's stronger starting 11s in world football, but I do think that if LAMINE YAMAL is LAMINE YAMAL, that anything can happen, because that's how good that kid is. So that's my opinion on Barcelona's game today, man, and that's my real opinion on Barca fans. I just want to make that really, not Barca fans, but like 10% of Barca fans. I want to make that very, very clear, because I low-key got yelled at, laughed at, made fun of, talking about I didn't watch football when I said that replacing Raphinha wasn't fair. And I'm still going to stick by it. If Barcelona would have brought in Nico Williams and benched Raphinha or moved Raphinha, I don't think it's fair because I think Raphinha is the best left winger in football. And truly, when you sit down and you really talk about it, he is top 5 wingers in football. I don't know the order of it, but it's 100% LAMINE Yamal, Salah, LAMINE Yamal, Salah, Raphinha, Dembele, and then whoever else you want to throw in there, whether you want to throw Vinny or Mbappe, whatever, if you consider that maybe Mbappe a winger, whoever you want to throw in there at 5th. But what those guys are doing from the wings is crazy. So to say that Raphinha deserved to be moved into the cam position so Nico Williams can come in, F that. Raphinha's amazing, bro. I would not move Raphinha. And he started the season off the same way he left off, scoring goals. A back post run from the left wing position. LAMINE Yamal finds him easy. Let me put this into the back of the net, get my job done. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy victory for Barcelona. 3 points in the bag.